You, what's good, everybody? What it is and what it ain't. You don't like what we got to say? Join the debate.
Join it.
Next to me in the black shirt, you already know what it is. B Monk, Brandon, right below me, always with the hats. JWBC Elite, Sherm Rich. Next to him, always sharp. Always sharp.
Go ahead.
Always sharp. You got my man Face. What's up?
You already know.
Living, everybody good?
We all good.
You already know.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Before we go into anything, last week Sherm wasn't with us to talk about the trade. Now, some people might say it's well overdue, whatever, but we want to hear from Sherm's side. How do you feel about the trade, Sherm? And anything else that you got to say? Talk to us right now.
Originally, I didn't like the trade, and I still don't like the trade. Being the fact that they gave up so much as far as players that brings the intangibles to the team. You know, Allen, Levert, even Prince. Those guys brought intangibles to the team, and at the end of the day, I don't care how much scoring you have. The further you go in the playoffs, and no matter what level of basketball we talking about, everybody. The further you go in the playoffs, or the further you go in the tournament, everybody has talent. It all comes down to defense. At the end of the day, it all comes down to defense. I just felt that they gave up too many key pieces, but I had some time to watch, and I'm not a fan of James Harden. Period. I don't like his game. And I also stated that his game does not translate to winning basketball. But these first couple of games that I watched, he's being a facilitator. He's picking his spots and basically being he's taking that point guard role and being a true point guard.
Yeah, talking about that Pat.
Go that Pat's hat again.
But now that's all good though, because it goes. This is my main concern, and Ray know what I'm talking about. This right here is my main concern, and it goes with it. It goes with it. But anyway, if Harden can continue to play that role and be a facilitator and pick his spots, then I think they'll be fine. But at the end of the day, they still got to be able to play defense because that's what they're lacking, defense. Not just individual, but team. The team defense is just it's terrible. It's terrible. That's my take.
Okay. All right. Well, Brooklyn is we saw 2 games from them already. We saw they go up against the Bucks where we can, played against Orlando. That was a back and forth game, but that Bucks game, which Face, you don't like the Bucks. So being that was a primetime game and James Harden ended off that game saying that, we look good right now. We haven't even practiced. So Face, I'd like to start off with you. I'm liking what I hear so far. What's up, Dave? What's up?
Hey, chill, Gat versus skinny tie, bro. And I don't have really that much of a neck, bro. So that's the only reason why I look like I'm comfortable. But I'm comfortable. No. So I think that I still don't like the Bucks. Because I'm not mistaken. Who did they just lose to the other night? Pretty bad. I think I put it in the production. Who did they lose to? God, they just lost to somebody the other night bad. And I was like, man, I'm not trying to hear nothing about these dudes no more, man. But, all that happened and Kyrie didn't even play. You know what I'm saying? And at first, Drew Holiday was supposed to be the Kyrie, neutralizer. Giannis was supposed to be the KD neutralizer. Now Harden's on the floor. So they're done. It's over. If everybody's healthy, it's over. It was already over, in my opinion. But now it's really over. Now, I will say this. If they can manage to keep James Harden at the 1, because that's honestly for that team, that's his best fit. If they can manage to keep him at the 1 and tell Kyrie, you're going to be off the ball, do you make plays, you don't even have to worry about passing like that, just do what you got to do, then I think they're going to be really hard to beat, even for the Lakers. Now, the Lakers present a different problem because Anthony Davis is so much more versatile than Giannis that I think he'll cause a different type of matchup problem. But last night they showed that they backed off 9 feet off Giannis instead of the free throw line and airball to 3. That's just not going to happen with Anthony Davis. And that's what Sherman and I always talk about, where I'm just not such a big believer in them, because you got to have a guy that can hit a jumper. And yes, Chris Middleton can hit jumpers, but outside of that, is anybody else really hitting jumpers? Like, you let go of Kyle Korver. I'm still just disappointed that you let go of Malcolm Brogdon. I would have never done that from the beginning. I know you had to pay somebody, but he's one of the dudes I would have paid. I guess the Dante DiVincenzo, whatever, however you say his name, he's okay. But outside of Chris Middleton, they don't have a dude that's really knocking down jumpers. And that's their biggest weakness. Drew Holiday, as good as he is trying to get to the rim first. Then he's trying to facilitate. Then he's hitting the open jumper or a pull-up or a move. You know what I'm saying? So I don't read too much into the game. But at the same time, I mean, you got 3 dudes on that floor that are capable of making plays. And if you just the tough part about it is, if you pray that one of them or 2 of them are off that night, the one dude that's on is capable of carrying a team by himself anyway. So, like, if Kevin Durant and James Harden are off, Kyrie can carry a team. He proved that when they were out. Then if James Harden and Kyrie aren't playing, and you got Kevin Durant carrying the team. And Kevin Durant is what's really underrated right now is that Kevin Durant is playing at a very, very high level, at a very, very relaxed pace. Like, he's not really forcing it. Like, he is relaxed out there. Like, everybody's like, oh, he didn't miss a beat. But I think he was a little more doggish in, like, Golden State. Like, he's kind of chilling right now, where he's like, I'm going to get my 30. I'm cool. I'm not going to really force. I mean, he's shooting like 62% or something like that. So it's like, I mean, I think they got a chance to be pretty scary. I still don't say 100% title, because I think that you got to give the champions their respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to – it's coming through LA. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be easy. So.
Okay. Brandon, how you feel about the game the other day, and what you got to say about the Nets so far?
LA, Brooklyn, book it.
Who wins?
Y'all, huh?
Who wins?
Give me a few weeks.
No.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, it's not.
Okay. I'm not going to switch over from my pick. Lakers. I got Lakers winning the whole thing. I think it could get to 7, but I'm not sure the Lakers wanted to get to 7 though. So I think it needs to be over in 6 for the Lakers to win, because I don't want Kevin Durant having the ball in a clutch situation like that. I know LeBron's clutch. I know he get disrespected, but Kevin Durant's a bad boy right now. It's like there's no defense that's making him alter anything. If he misses a jump shot, it's just because he missed it. And ain't no defense stopping that. Like, I don't know if I want – I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable with the Lakers if they let it get to 7. But I do think it has a chance to be a pretty epic final. I already said that. I'm going – Brooklyn is going through the East like I thought, and I think they secured a title in the next 2 to 3 seasons, which I said that a while ago as well. And I think Kyrie coming into the mix, I think – he's going to get just fine. I know a lot of people are thinking, well, is Kyrie going to dribble the ball? I think those dudes genuinely like each other. I think those dudes genuinely like each other. So I think that plays a big, big part in how those guys are going to play together. And I don't know. We'll have to see. But I truly think James Harden is ready to put all the crazy stats, all that away to win a championship. He's done it all at the individual level. I don't think he has nothing to prove individually. I think he's got to win. And I see what my man said, trade Kyrie. That's not a terrible option.
Before I just want to say this real quick. I don't think James Harden was ever about himself. I think he's always been about, I'm going to do his best for us to win. So, I mean.
He said you sleep, sir.
Now he don't have that. Sherm, you straight? You need some water, brother? We'll go get you a little glass of water.
Nah.
I think, but honestly though, I think he's just I think he's always just done whatever it takes to win. So, but now, do I think he plays winning basketball all the time? No. But I will say this, he's never played with 2 dudes like that, ever. He's never played with anybody like
Absolutely.
Kevin Durant besides Kevin Durant when it was Kevin Durant. Like,
And I'm gonna ask the question.
Chris Paul, we gave you Russell Westbrook, but it's not Kevin. James Harden is the equivalent of Chris Paul. He's the equivalent of Russell Westbrook, a ball dominant guard that can score, that can shoot, that can facilitate. So you don't need another one in there that does the exact same thing. You need a forward or a wing who gets buckets, and that's what you got. So,
And I'm gonna stick to what I said. I've said this countless times. When have we ever seen three guys that good, close to their prime, not come out with a championship?
You said what now? Sorry, Chuck, man. Hey, man, this is what it is, Chuck. It's on Wednesdays. You can watch it on your phone, and you got the TV right there. You can do two things at once. Appreciate you coming in, though. What you say, though, Brandon?
I said, when have we ever seen three guys that good, so close in their prime, to not win the championship eventually? P.S. Faise.
Tim Duncan did it to LeBron and them, but we'll talk about that later.
They won. They still won 2 championships.
They lost 2 though.
They still won.
Dirk and Tim, but we're not gonna go there. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
But look,
don't talk about me. A side note, Faise, did you really think your Wake Forest boys were gonna come in Chapel Hill and pull out a win?
I didn't even see that. Did we play y'all today? I didn't even see that.
We.
And y'all dubbed it? Y'all ain't dubbed us, did you?
Nah, we ain't dubbed it. Y'all had a game y'all like.
Hey, we won, but don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, Brandon. You're a little nervous at first.
Oh, it was
y'all was shooting crazy for whatever reason. I don't know what was going on, but y'all. Oh, Caleb Love looking like he coming around. But come on.
But look, all right. So I want to speak on about Brooklyn. First of all, they're losing right now to the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is. I know Sherm, I know Faise, it's early, but that's crazy. You just can't be losing to the Cavs. But that's my squad, though. But still, you just can't lose to the Cavs. But the Nets need to play some defense. And I
agree with that.
I agree with you, Sherm. I definitely agree with you. Giving up all of those pieces, it can hurt you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can put up all these points, but who are you going to stop? And we all know, like, defense wins championships. So that's the biggest thing what I'm concerned about with Brooklyn right now. They beat Orlando the first game, but Orlando was all right, shot. They beat Orlando, but it went down to the wire. Brooklyn has to play defense. And if the Nets lose tonight, if they don't come back and they lose to the Cavs, watch tomorrow. The narrative is going to be Kyrie came back and messed it all up. Like, that's what the whole thing is going to be.
That's the bad part about it. And that's the sad, because the media can't stand Kyrie, period. It's just what it is. They don't like him, period. They don't like him. That's the bad part about it. If they lose tonight, it's gonna all be on Kyrie.
Because he's leading them in points right now. And that's the whole thing is gonna be, well, they were winning when Kyrie wasn't there. So that's what's gonna be terrible about it. But I think the thing I want to ask you guys. Now, if you said Lakers and Nets book it, Brandon. That's what you said, and I'm with you with that. I'm with you. The only team I feel like who can stand a chance with the Nets in the 7-game series is the Bucks. That's just my opinion. But if the Nets don't win the championship this year, who is all the pressure on for not winning the championship? Is it KD, Kyrie, or James Harden? Faise, I want you to go first.
I personally think it's probably on KD, just because this would be the first time that, well, I guess technically he led the team when they played for the Thunder that first time against the Heat, but he was young, you know what I'm saying? But this would be and you could kind of say he led between him and Steph, you know what I mean? However you want to put it, 1A, 1B. But this would be the first time where he's probably he's not the only dude with finals experience. So kind of take that back too, because Kyrie's got finals experience and championship experience. I still think the more pressure's on KD just because of who he is and where he is, and he's always argued as the best player in the world for at least the past 4 or 5 years. But I will say this, like Sherm was saying, since the narrative for Kyrie is so negative, like if they do lose, that's the first finger they're gonna point at. I can tell you that right now. That's gonna be the first finger they point. It's him. Even and he can play phenomenal, and they still gonna point
It's
that.
not
finger.
gonna matter. It's not gonna matter.
Point that finger at him because of kind of the distractions that he's having now, and kind of what he's doing. So I still say it's KD. Harden, I don't think there's any pressure at all. I think the only pressure for Harden will be actually performing on that stage, but no pressure. Like if they lose and he averages 20 points, 10 assists, 5, nobody's gonna bat an eye. Like they're gonna like, it is what it is. It was his first time in the finals, blah blah blah, all that mess.
Second time.
Oh, second. Oh yeah, again, he was a kid then. He was a child. Like that's why I don't want that Tyler Herro stuff to fool nobody. Like I'm not taking nothing away from Tyler Herro, but the bubble helped him succeed because there was no travel, there was no crowd, there was no huge media coverage because it's your first time in the finals with all these superstars and people, models and movie stars front row. Like it's different, you know what I'm saying? It's a different environment. You got to play in an empty AAU gym and you just hooping. So that's why sometimes I kind of thought if I was Miami, not to get on a tangent, if I was Miami, I would have gave him up for James Harden. I really would have because I get what you're saying that, he's going to be good in 3 or 4 years and blah, 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 blah. But I ain't trying to hear none of that compared to today. Like today, it's James Harden over Duncan Rock. Everybody but Bam and Jimmy. Everybody else, y'all can leave and get out. So, but yeah, I think it's on KD. It's on KD.
What's up, Sherm?
I really don't think it's on nobody. I'm gonna take that stance because again, we all know that it takes time to build that chemistry. It takes time, and they gave up a lot. Like everybody just focuses on Kyrie, Harden, and KD. But if you really understand the dynamics of what goes on to winning championships, you can have 3 stars, but it don't mean that you're gonna win. It's what the role players are going to do at the end of the day that's gonna elevate these guys to be champions. So now, are we talking about the media? Who the media is gonna blame? Like I said, it's gonna be Kyrie. It ain't no pressure on KD or Harden. KD already won. Harden just getting on board. But KD, even though KD had his little time with the media where they was disliking him, but it's gonna all fall on Kyrie. So if I do have to pick one, it's gonna be Kyrie because he's gonna get all the total blame. He's gonna get everything. But I really don't think Kyrie can. I don't think he can. And that's what I respect about him. Because he's the only one who's just reaching his prime. He's only 28 years old. So he got a lot of basketball left. KD and Kyrie, KD and Harden, they're reaching that point where they're kind of going into their twilight. They're kind of going into their twilight. But
go ahead, finish, Aaron.
But Kyrie is the only one in his prime. And I won't be surprised if he do retire during his prime. Because morally, I feel that Kyrie just have other things that he feel is just more important than basketball. And he's made enough money in his life where he can survive and do whatever he want to do outside of basketball.
Keon said, hell no, we didn't give LeBron a pass. We damn sure not giving Kyrie or KD a pass. Let's take the damn kids' gloves off. Both of them boys, my lord.
Pass on what?
I disagree.
But a pass on what?
LeBron did get a pass. He got a pass when they lost to the Mavs. He got a pass. The only pass that LeBron gets, he got a pass when they lost to the Spurs. The only pass LeBron gets to me was when he was young and they lost to the Spurs early. Because he was young, he was playing with us 4 and somebody else, and that's when he gets a pass. But LeBron got passes too, because if LeBron didn't get passes, it wouldn't be the whole he's been to the finals this many times in a row, blah blah blah, all that. Like LeBron got passes too now, so that's why people talk so loudly about his 4 championships, and nobody talks about all those losses in between that. So, which is fine, I get that. But LeBron got passes too. So there's only one brother that's been through there unblemished. So
I'm not even going to touch that. I'm not even going to touch it because I'm tired of talking about it.
Yeah. So
I'm not even going to touch it.
I get it though. I get what Keon's saying. I get it though. I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, KD don't get no pass. He definitely don't. And neither does Kyrie. Like I said, to me, it's just Harden because he's never been on that stage at being the player that he is today. So,
okay, Brandon, what about you? Anybody anybody has the pressure or?
I mean, I think all three of them got pressure. If all three of them lose, they get blamed. But who has the most? And I'm glad those two picked who they chose because I'm going to be opposite. I'm going with Harden. Because Harden, at the end of the day, had a very ugly breakup with the Rockets. And on top of that, you start acting the way you act, and then you say, well, I have to go. My destination, my first place should be Brooklyn. We all know you're going there to go join two All-Stars. And at the end of the day, those other two All-Stars already got a ring. KD was able to win with Steph and Clay, and Kyrie was able to win with LeBron and Kevin Love and those boys. So now if you go there, people are already saying you're not clutch. People already say you don't play winning basketball, which I think like a good bit of the basketball community says that. They're saying all these things about you and the way how you left the Rockets. I think the most pressure is on him, although I think, they lose. We're going to all look at them and say, wow, y'all all teamed up just to get sunned by LeBron and AD. So it's pressure on all of them. But the most, I'm going to take the guy who, was late to training camp, was caught in the strip club, during all, the season, for whatever reason. You kind of like shied away from your teammates, getting into fights in practice. You basically forced their hand to get you to Brooklyn. So now those other two guys got championships. It's your time. So I'm going with Harden.
I totally agree with everything that you said right now, Brandon. I was hoping that you didn't say Harden. I was hoping you say when Faise and Sherm said what they said. I was like, okay, I'm good. But I totally agree with you, man. Harden, first of all, he came out his mouth the other day, said that first time he went to the finals with KD, he said they were kids. He said now that they're men. Okay, so now that you're grown and you are MVP and you've been there multiple times, you just lost to the Warriors. The last time you played in the finals, you didn't perform so well when Dwayne Wade was on you. You didn't perform so well. So now you're grown. You've been in this league for a while. You're a bona fide scorer. If they don't win and you push yourself to go to Brooklyn, it looks very bad on Harden. Like, of course, it's going to look bad in the team losing the championship. Same thing if the Lakers were to lose, like last year. Remember, if they didn't win the championship last year, it was going to look bad on LeBron for sure, mostly, but then obviously the whole team. But it looks bad on Harden. You got where you wanted to be. You here right now, Kevin Durant. We can't say no injury or nothing. KD looks like, he's averaging more than what he was doing before his injury. So he looks better than ever. Kyrie, he's still doing what he's doing, but Kyrie coming back still killing. Of course, they do need a role players to show up, but hey, they don't win, man. It's like on Harden. I feel like it. I feel like it's all on Harden because you finally got the team that you want. You're here now. Like Brandon said, and I can't go against what he said. When was the last time that we saw three? I know Faise said LeBron and when Tim Duncan beat them, but still,
they still won it though.
Still won it, and they looking to win right now.
I don't think that's. I don't agree with that. And y'all know how. Y'all know I always said from the door I don't like Harden's game. But again, I can't say that he will be all the blame will be on him if they don't win a championship.
Oh wait, Sherm. I'm sorry, not the blame on him. I feel like the pressure would be on him. I apologize for that.
Pressure.
I apologize.
Nah, because I disagree with how he left. Because I still feel that somebody, DeMarcus Cousins or John Wall, should have knocked his beard off. Before he left, somebody should have knocked his beard off.
He got an insurance policy on that beard, so yeah. Great.
And that's the trademark.
Rookie tried.
Money.
But
I think that rookie tried.
I
agree.
I think being that, although he forced his way out of Houston, I didn't like how he went about it because he threw guys under the bus that had nothing to do with him being in Houston. Because everybody that he was there in Houston with, they were either gone, coaches gone, everybody's gone. So they brought guys in to work with him. That's what I disagree with him as far as just throwing everybody under the bus, throwing Cousins under the bus, throwing Wall under the bus. Like, I disagree with that. But now that he's in Brooklyn, I don't think that nobody really expects. He's not a winner. He's just not a winner.
I don't know, Sherm. I think he's willing to take the sacrifice. I think.
No. I'm not saying that he's not willing to take the sacrifice, but you don't label him as a winner.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Now I got a question. Will we say he's not a winner as the first option? And I think those are two different things because, like, I think we've already talked about it. It's only 3 to 4 guys that the championships have went through the past 10 years. That's Steph, Bron, KD, and of course, Kawhi can be debated, whatever the case. But that's still a very small amount. I think he can be a winner. I just don't think he can be the best player on a championship team because he's going to always run into a LeBron, a Kevin Durant, or a Steph Curry, even for that. Steph Curry did them boys dirty last year in the postseason. Well, not last year, but the year before that.
2 years ago. Yeah.
I just don't think he's a winner as a number 1 option. But do I think he can win as a number 2? I think
that goes back into my point where the pressure is not on him. Because don't nobody expect him to be a winner as a 1. And I always said this. Now, my point was, even in prior podcasts, prior shows, that he can the Brooklyn thing can only work. I was saying if he would go in and play the role that Ray Allen played when he got to Miami. But he's not playing that role right now. He's playing a point guard role. He's being a pure point guard where he's picking his spots as a scorer. So we agree with that. That's why I don't think the pressure is on him. It's gonna all fall on Kyrie because the media don't like him, even though we may understand what the situation is. But they're not gonna blame KD. They're not gonna blame Harden if they don't reach into the championship or win the championship. They're going to blame Kyrie.
I don't know, man. I think if they don't win, it falls back on him a lot. And you did all this the championship or bust. Like, you came in here trying to win the championship from the door. You said that your team wasn't good enough. Now you with some guys who are like that. Some people have Kevin Durant as the best player in the world. Like, I don't, like, you feel me? You got everything that you need. I mean, how many?
That's on us.
But I'm saying, though,
that's on people that really know the game. But that's on people that really know the game.
But how many times are you going to get what you want and not get the job done and leave in the middle of the season?
I'm not gonna say what I'm about to say because I don't want to go into that topic. But
left in the
I'm
middle.
gonna leave it alone.
Left in the middle.
Everything you're saying is the same thing I said about a certain other person. But I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm tired of talking about it.
That's all. We can get deeply into it. I mean, this is all.
No, I don't want to get because I'm tired of talking.
It's different things that happened with Harden and
I'm tired of.
It's all right.
No. I'm tired of talking about it.
We ain't gonna get into it. We said we ain't gonna get into it.
It's the same thing that I've been saying for years. But we'll move on.
I like what Jabbar said though about just consistency, because if he's not. If he's not consistent, he will get the blame. Like I said, I think he's going to get it regardless. But he does have to play well. Like he does. Like if he doesn't play well, I think there'll be a little bit of backlash because then they're going to say he was distracted the whole time anyway. So he's at least got to play well. But you know, pressure. I still think it's KD.
But I think those two, and not to just because obviously we all got our points, and I think we all got strong points. I think, and to add on to me and Ray's point, I think Kyrie and KD have proven to perform at that level when it was time.
Stage, yeah.
I think Harden is the only one who has not done that. And for you to say, like Ray said, your teammates ain't good enough, well, I'll be damned if they're not good enough now. So we'll see how it goes.
Well,
you know, we all had different opinions. Well, I guess I was the only one that had a different opinion. I didn't think he called his teammates out.
No, we all did.
Yeah, I thought he could have said what he said better. But I thought he was more so uplifting the Nets than downplaying the Rockets. Like I thought he was more so saying like, "Yo, I'm playing with great players. I'm passing the ball to Kevin Durant." Like, you know, he ain't putting nobody like that in Houston.
You're talking about what James said to the media after the game.
The whole like it's easy to play with easy players, like great players. You talking about that whole thing?
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying. He is playing with two. He is playing.
No. He talking about when James threw them under the bus after they lost to the Lakers. When he said that this team is just not good enough.
Yeah,
was that a lie though?
Yeah, but you don't come out and say that.
I mean,
you don't come out and say that to the media.
As a coach, no. As a player, probably I would have said it maybe not like that, but
they just lost to the Lakers. They got smacked. The Lakers was cheering. LeBron hit the turnaround three. The Lakers was playing with them, and then you go right to the podium and you say that? That's crazy.
But I'm saying, let me ask you this though. What's the difference between that and dude saying, what's the difference between that and then your best player on your team not liking the way somebody plays, so I'm going to make sure I get him traded?
Faise, I'm going to ask you a question. If you were a head college coach at the university,
if your player come out and say that,
and your player say, these boys ain't good enough, how you going to take it? you gonna run him?
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, get his ass out of here.
It's just like we all play ball and
we don't do that.
And we don't even need to
do that.
It's just certain things you don't do. Like it's out of respect. Like it's certain things you don't do. If you have a problem with somebody, especially when you're on a team, if you have a problem, everything's supposed to be in house. You don't do that.
You don't do it.
Now I get it. I get it. He was trying to get his point. I get it. He was fed up. But James Harden's a professional. He's been in the league for over 10 plus years. Like you're media trained. Like you just don't do that. And that's why they was like, do you feel like it's disrespectful to DeMarcus Cousins? He was like, it been disrespectful when he wasn't coming to camp and none of that. He's like, this ain't nothing, Lou. Like this been disrespectful. I just don't like the way how he did that. Like you just don't do that. And James Harden he's a very great basketball player and he's a pro, but you just don't do that.
John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins came on to try to better, even though DeMarcus Cousins is not the DeMarcus Cousins we knew a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's over for him, I think.
But they came in trying to help him, trying to work with him. So for him to go to the media, for Harden to go to the media and say we just not good enough, it's a slap in the face. That's a level of disrespect that I've never witnessed on a professional level.
No, he didn't.
Can I address Keon real fast? He said LeBron broke up the Rocket. No, he didn't.
Nah,
they were a ticking time bomb. Did anybody think the Rockets were going to win with Russ and James Harden with no center?
No. With PJ Tucker at the 5? With PJ Tucker at the 5?
Once they gave up, I said, the Rockets are done.
Like, exactly what I said. As soon as you gave us Clint, you're not trying to win no more. And Clint was killing. Like, you're not trying to win no more, man. I also think people keep saying, oh, they putting all this together just to beat LeBron. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Don't bring him into this. He ain't got nothing to do with this. He's there trying to win like anybody else would. If I'm a GM and somebody says, hey, you got a chance to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, and Kawhi Leonard at the same time, I'm saying, we'll bring them all.
If anybody don't think the Lakers are gonna make a trade By the trade deadline, you're crazy.
Ooh, who would they trade for?
About the trade?
They're gonna make a move.
I mean, what they have right now probably isn't good enough to beat the Lakers. I mean, to beat the Nets, because you just don't have that third person, and that their third person is a very, very good third person. Whatever order you want to put it in. So,
But
like Dennis Schroeder and Kyrie, I love Dennis Schroeder.
Their team makes up for that. But I will say this to you, and y'all know,
Chris.
Chris. What do you say?
They're gonna need a Bradley Beal.
They will. That's what. Yeah.
They're gonna need it.
Bradley Beal needs to come on down to South Beach.
And that's the move. I could be wrong, but that's the move I think they're going to make. Because everybody wants Brooklyn to get rid of Kyrie because he had his little stint. But you don't just get rid of a Kyrie.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't just do that. And the Lakers are going to make a move by the trade deadline to add that piece to balance out Kyrie. One way or another.
I'll say this.
You got to say, right?
I'll say this to y'all, and y'all know I like LeBron, but I'll say this straight up: the Lakers cannot guard their perimeter defense is terrible.
And then
terrible.
It was terrible last year, right?
No. It's terrible. It is bad. Like everybody goes
last year.
Every great guard is going. Like Zach LaVine, even though they lost, Zach LaVine was torching them like 40 easy. They blew a 19-point lead. Curry and all them torching them. They need to do something. I don't think they'll make a trade. I don't think they will. I don't think
that go in our production meeting. We had a production meeting at what time, Ray? About 1 a.m.
1 a.m. your time.
Yeah. But that Golden State win don't mean anything. It doesn't mean nothing at all. And again, yes, they were terrible defending on the perimeter last year. But the deeper they got, they locked down. The Lakers locked down and played deep, and they also had the best two players on the floor. The further they went, that determined the championship.
They also had better leaders, though. Like, I mean, as much as I give Ray a hard time about championship dudes, because they're still definitely not LeBron's best team. But I mean, you got Dwight Howard who knows how to win, Rajon Rondo who knows how to win. Dennis Schroeder just ain't Rajon Rondo. You know what I'm saying? He's good, but he don't know what it's like to win a championship. He don't know what the grind takes. He don't know what he don't know what that's like. So I think it helps because they got Marc Gasol, but like Marc Gasol, typically when you bring in a vet to lead you in a championship run, you typically don't bring in like a big, because Big's usage rate is so low, and you don't really, you're not going to rely on him unless he's an anchor, like a defensive anchor, and he's not. So I think the Lakers have to make a move, though, because that matchup doesn't play well in their favor. Like, even if you take the whole team total, can Caldwell Pope and Joe Harris? I mean, what are we saying? Who's better in that matchup? What are we really saying? My man, I'm not going to butcher his name because I don't know his name, but him and another wing that they have.
Who are you speaking
of? The dude for the Nets. I'm not going to butcher his name because I don't know how to say it. Not Shamit, but the Timothy. Don't get me lying, but I don't know how to say it. And then you got Kyle Kuzma, and let's not act like Uncle Jeff won't get out there and just punish the shit out of Kyle Kuzma. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the team is that big of a difference. Like, I don't think the Lakers' depth is too much better than the Nets. Like, it's not. It's just a matter of who shows up that night. And if Kuzma ain't showing up, they don't have a third scorer. They don't have a third dude capable of getting you 20. Schroeder, maybe, but apart from that, I mean, Wes Matthews, maybe, hitting some shots. But I'd rather have Joe Harris in the corner than Wes Matthews, because that's where he's going to be standing at the end of the day. I'd rather have Landry Shamet than probably, I don't want to say more than Caldwell Pope, just because Pope brings him more offensively, but Landry Shamet locking up. So I mean, he's one of the best perimeter defenders out there. And you know what's crazy? They can go hide somebody like Kyrie and put Landry Shamet on somebody, you know, throw him at somebody better like Kuzma, so he don't have to waste his energy on a dude that's trying to score like that. So I think it's different.
The Nets and the Cavs are in overtime right now, 113 to 113.
Shout out to Kyrie. He got 30 points. My God.
Keon.
You back. That's those fantasy points, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Sherm, hey, he feel good now. He back to loving Kyrie. Kyrie back. He back to loving him.
I want to ask y'all a question. Mark Gasol.
He sucks.
Why though? Why?
Nah, you can't say that.
Ray, he's only averaging about 5. He's only averaging about 5, 4, and 1. Like,
yo,
Faise,
you can trademark that on anybody you want, bro. But Mark Gasol is not trash, bro.
He's just not doing it. This year he is. This year he's just
it's because how they're using him.
Yeah, but
they're making them. They're turning. I'm gonna just say this, and I don't want to go into no long. They're making him play the same way they made Chris Bosh play. Kevin Love.
Yeah.
They're turning them into that.
Yeah.
There's only one common denominator of why they're turning them into that. But I don't want to talk about it.
I disagree. I disagree completely. I disagree.
Not for this team.
It's true. And I had the same. A friend of mine at work, he said the same thing, and I agree with him. For this team, the Dwight Howard was a better fit.
Not even close.
Because they're looking at Marc Gasol and making him into Kevin Love and Chris Bosh. He's not that. He's not that.
But what you okay, that point, I agree with you on that. So I don't want to say what I say. You think I don't agree with you on that, but let's not act like y'all was just talking down on Dwight a couple of months ago.
We were, but Dwight Howard came in and was serviceable. You know who I was talking down about? JaVale McGee, because you was hyping him like crazy.
I hyped all of it. It's a team thing. It's a team thing.
And Dwight had to come in because look, when you play AD at the 4, you need a 5 that's going to bang, get rebounds, backside rebounds.
Montrez. That's why they picked up Montrez, though.
Yes, but Montrez requires touches.
Montrez is producing, though.
He is.
He's producing.
But Dwight doesn't require touches. So Dwight's going to have just as an effect on the game, if not better effect than Montrez would have defensively and rebounding wise, because he's going to take the opposing best post player out of the game. Like he's going to eliminate him for a stretch. Like he gave as much as Jokic did well against the Lakers. When Dwight was in there getting in his head, Jokic still had 25, 10 and whatever, but there was a stretch where Jokic was just bad because Dwight was in his head. Marc Gasol's not doing that. Trez isn't doing that. So I'm not going to say that the Lakers, I don't think they got completely better. I think they got a little better. But I think they're going to miss. Like they lost Rondo. Rondo was their 3rd best player in the finals. So I don't think
KCP was balling.
Yeah, but you're a point guard.
Yep.
Rondo was their 3rd best player. Like he was the reason why dudes can go on a run because he affected the game without taking a single shot. So I mean, I just think the Lakers. I forgot about Trez because I didn't say him, but that's a problem too. You can't that big man rotation of Trez, AD, and Marc Gasol, and then you usually put Kuzma at the 4. Somebody's got to come out. I mean, who's not going to play? Somebody can't play. And then if the Nets come out with a lineup with Harden, Kyrie, KD, Jeff Green, and let's say they just want to stay smaller and put KD at the 5 and go with or put Jeff Green at the 5 and throw Shamet or somebody out there, it's a wrap. Because mismatches all over the floor. It's just a mismatch. You know you can do.
They're gonna have to match up with. No, they're gonna have to match up with the Lakers. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What's the problem?
Because AD can guard people on the perimeter.
Yeah, that's fine. You let AD get hit, but he's not guarding Kevin Durant. on the perimeter.
I'm not saying he's stopping him, but they're going to put him on him.
I mean,
I'm not saying he's going to ultimately lock him up. I'm not saying that, but they're going to put him on him.
right. So then who do you put LeBron on?
You'll put LeBron maybe on – you'll probably put LeBron on James.
Okay, cool. Then who's guarding Kyrie?
They probably put KCP on him.
Well, KCP going to be out there crip walking before it's all said and done.
Now, and here's the key. Here's the key. You can't double nobody.
Yep.
You can't cheat. And I'm going to say this. And Ray, you kept saying they got enough. They got enough. Even though I did not like the trade because they gave up so much, but Joe Harris can hit shots. Now he's gonna hit wide open shots. And a lot of them other guys are gonna hit wide open shots. Because you cannot double nobody. And that's what I like about the way James Harden has been playing, because he's not even going hard. He's just drawing everybody to him and then dishing. Or he's just drawing everybody and say, oh, okay, you're not going to help? I'm going to finish. Or if you're not going to help, I'm going to shoot this three.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be different now. I think but I do say this: if AD is dominant, then I think they're gonna be tough to beat. But then AD hasn't had to guard anybody. Like again, that's why Dwight Howard was so serviceable. AD did not have to guard Jokic. He didn't have to. You don't have to waste your energy on him. Don't worry about that. We're gonna send Dwight out there. He's gonna do all of that. He's gonna play 30 minutes to do that. There's nowhere you can't hide AD anywhere. You can't hide him. Well, I guess you can put him on Jeff Green, I guess. But then who's guarding KD? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
what I think the Lakers gonna do, and all y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy, and I don't think it's a good idea. But I think what they're gonna do, they're probably gonna put Kyle Kuzma on KD sometime.
Hibachi.
I didn't say I agree with it, but I think that's what they're gonna do sometime. They're trying to they're trying to mold Kyle into a defensive player. I mean, he's doing good, but Kevin Durant is another level.
He's gonna be the one to go though. He's gonna be the one to go.
Go where?
If they can package Kuzma, I don't know, Sherm. I don't know if the Lakers have enough pieces.
They're not letting go Kuz. Kuz is on the team, bro. Like, I don't know why y'all like Kuz not going.
No, it's not.
We haven't even talked about Taylor Horton Tucker. Now they got him in the mix.
But Kuz is not going to be able to develop on that team.
That's true.
Same way Brandon Ingram, he's not going to be able to develop on that team.
I agree.
So something's going to have to be done. You got to let the young boy blossom.
Nah, but Sherm, this is what that's why Kyle Kuzma signed this 3-year contract with AD and LeBron, because I think, to my knowledge, he's only 23, 24. He said he's trying to get the rings right now and get the experience, and then by the time he get into his prime, 27, 28, then he'll go to a different team and get that big contract and do what he got to do. So I think he's doing that for a business on the business side. That's what I think Kyle Kuzma is doing. Now, I mean, hey, he got a championship. He's young, got a championship already, and he's trying to contend for another one.
Bron is going to be there until his son get there.
His son ain't going to get there.
Mr. We got a question right now. Mr. T said, who is the most consistent team so far?
Consistent team?
I think you got to go with the Lakers.
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Got to be
That's important.
You said who?
I got to go with the Lakers right now.
And you said that's important, right? You didn't say Portland, did you?
I said that's important.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know they're in Portland.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
The name disrespect.
No, his question is who's the most consistent team. So I said definitely not Portland. I'm not coming at Dame.
No, I was just saying, we were just talking about Nets and Lakers. I said consistency is important. So that's why I was on that too.
I have to say the Lakers, man. They looking like they ain't lose a step, except for that blown 19-point lead to the Warriors. They're playing top tier defense. They're shooting great from the and AD's like they're looking Bron playing like at the MVP level. They doing their thing.
I mean, consistent. I think the Jazz are feeling pretty good. Like they haven't wavered much. The Jazz have been solid. Because every time I feel like I look up, they've won. I ain't seen them lose too many games. Yeah.
If it's a second team, then yeah, it has to be Utah. That's another question I wanted to ask y'all. What does Utah need to get over the top?
A wing.
Because every year, you know, Utah's doing their thing in the regular season, but then in the playoffs, it never works out. But they always in the top four every year in the West. And they beating teams.
Faze just said it. He just said it. A wing.
An elite wing. They don't have an elite wing.
And Portland needs the same thing too. Even though y'all know Melo is my guy, but they need that in Portland.
An elite wing. Think about all the teams. If you said, I gave you 4 teams right now who you thought could win it all, probably 3 of them have an elite wing in common, like a big time elite wing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. You have to have that 3-4 dude that's just doggish, like just that's what you have to have. LeBron, KD, Kawhi. You could almost even kind of throw Giannis into that, even though he's more of a 4. But you have to have somebody like that to be successful, and they don't have that. They have an elite center and an elite 2 guard, and that's it. So
do they really have an elite center? Because Shaq be coming in crazy.
Unfortunately, I don't like to agree with it, but yes.
Hey, I like Shaq, but he gotta relax though.
Yeah.
He don't like the fact that Rudy Gobert's getting paid $200 million.
I mean,
he's coming out a lot of young guys.
It's what the market. The market.
And that's why I said I wasn't tripping about what Gordon Hayward got, because in the market value, that's what that's all that was available. Okay. He was one of the best wings available. So get what you get.
Let his ass walk.
Get what you get.
He balling though. But
yeah.
For what? Y'all not.
I said he's going to average 20. I said he's going to average 20. I said that.
Yeah, but if you're going to pay a guy $30 million, he got to get you to the playoffs. In my opinion.
They in the top. They 9. They 9.
Right, we might sneak in that 8 seed, but the bottom.
They started at like top 3. Now you're 9.
The Magic are bad. So I don't think the Magic are making the playoffs this year. They're bad. They're very bad. And they just lost Markelle.
Markelle Fultz is out for the year. So
they just lost Markelle.
They lost their point guard, their guy. So that hurts them a lot. We got a question. Mr. T said, now who is the sleeper team that can steal a series from the Lakers or the Nets if they're not careful?
Steal a whole series?
Steal a whole series for the Lakers? I'm going to say Dallas.
I don't.
Oh my God!
No, I don't see it. I don't see it.
My God!
I don't see it.
I'm being so serious. I'm being so serious. Dallas has a great team too, and they size up very well with the Lakers.
Man, I'm not trying to get
They have the bigs for them. They have the bigs. They have the bigs. They do.
LeBron.
Ray.
I'm not gonna stop
LeBron,
but I'm saying
Ray. You know my take. The best 2 players on the floor at all times. Luka and Porzingis is not better than Bron and AD.
Not even close.
Let's just stop.
He asked the question for all of us.
If they're not careful, right?
however you feel, whoever your team, you can say your team. I'm answering this question for me on my side. If the Lakers are not careful, I think Dallas can be a sleeper team.
Man, they just got smacked by the Raptors. No.
And for the Nets, I'm gonna still stick with the Bucks. That's my 2 teams.
Is that a sleeper though? The Bucks? It's not a sleeper.
I mean, to everybody right now is already looking like. I mean, everybody's booking it. Lakers and Nets.
But that's not a sleeper though. Like my sleeper would be the Mavs would be a sleeper because nobody's gonna pick the Mavs to go to the
Okay,
finals.
all right. In Indiana.
There you go.
Indiana. Indiana's a well-rounded. They're a good team.
They're solid.
I'm going with Boston. And these.
He's the hold your ground, Ray.
But see, okay? That's like the same thing we just said to me. Is that a sleeper? Boston being in there?
No.
That's what I was thinking. I was like the Bucks.
Nobody besides the Boston Celtics fan got them going to the finals. And I know a guy who's probably got them.
Well, I would have told you they would have challenged the Nets more than until they got Harden. That changed everything.
Well, I would have said the Bucks, but we obviously disagree. But
Yeah,
I just think Jaylen Brown
beat the Bucks. I think it's
Jaylen Brown's at another level this year. And I do think I've been thinking about it. I do think a shortened offseason kind of helps some guys to where they don't have to go that extra month or so without playing competitive NBA basketball because Jaylen Brown's just picking up where he left off.
Yeah, he's still hot. Still hot.
Yeah. I like Jaylen Brown and Kemba's back, so
yeah, they do. I don't know who they're going. They need a big. They don't have a big Boston.
Hey, they went all in with Tristan Thompson. TT.
Doo-doo.
He sucks.
Oh, man.
They could have made that trade. Danny Ainge didn't want to make that trade to get Miles Turner. That could have been a great piece for them. He didn't want to make that trade.
Look at your face.
Never. I'm not gonna say why he didn't. I'm not gonna say why he didn't. They got enough dudes that look like Miles on that team, so they're not going past that. They got a quota in Boston where they ain't going past a certain amount of dudes. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple. And I'm also here to say I was completely and utterly wrong about Zion. He has been murdered.
I don't know though, FaZe. I don't know.
Sherm. Even though
a majority of his points is in the paint.
Sherm, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think he was gonna be capable of averaging no 25. Like I was like, he ain't about to do that. Now, I will say this: it's inflated because teams is scoring like the 140s on a regular basis right now.
Yeah, because there's no defense and everything is spread out.
But that's why he's been punishing dudes because he's such a bully ball dude. Like he just that move he put on my man the other night from the Kings was so disrespectful.
That was very disrespectful.
It looked like a video game. It looked like a video game.
Very disrespectful.
But
very disrespectful.
That's tough. The Pelicans still trying to figure out what they need to do. Yeah. Speaking of the Pelicans, Lonzo Ball. The Clippers are interested in him. Dallas are interested in him.
Dallas is?
Yeah, Dallas was a team.
What is Dallas gonna do with him? Like, what is Dallas gonna do with him?
Guess they'll put him at the one. I guess.
Thought Luka's the most ball dominant two that I've ever seen in my life. Man, that boy don't get that ball up for nothing. I mean, he's a good passer and stuff, but he's definitely not Luka's a point guard. I mean, this is what he is.
Point guard, but that's a team that's interested in him. I think the Clippers should go after him.
Well, he is a good defensive. He is a more athletic Pat Beverly, doggish defensive type dude, but that's about it. I mean,
I don't think he does anything for them, but I do think the Clippers. Well, I'll say it later, but no, I'm not a fan of Lonzo going to the Clippers. What is he gonna do?
You should ask his daddy.
You said, what is he gonna do?
Who Lonzo? He's gonna play defensive facilitate.
He'll be a point guard for them. We always said
play defensive facilitate.
If I'm the Clippers, I'm looking at the situation in Toronto, and I'm giving them a call about Kyle Lowry.
That ain't happening.
They suck.
That ain't happening. That's not happening.
They suck.
They're
paying a lot of guys a lot of money to suck. I think they continue to suck.
OG's bum ass. He's a bum.
It may be that
time. Let's talk about OG, Ray. Let's talk about OG.
It may be that time for Cal to go.
Let's talk about OG.
What's up with y'all in this suck word? Like, y'all can't just keep throwing that. Like,
okay, my bad. They're trash. They're trash.
OG sucks. OG sucks.
He's not very good, Ray.
Oh yeah, update for you. The Nets and Cavs are in double overtime.
Yeah, I saw that.
I need Drummond to get 3 more rebounds.
But that's not a good look right there. But anyway, OG's doing his thing for them.
13 points on a trash team. They're in face word. They suck.
They suck.
They're on a 3-game winning streak right now. They're losing to Miami though with no Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero in them.
And what's the GM for the Raptors? What's my guy's name?
Oh, the black dude.
Masai Ujiri.
Yeah,
he traded DeMar DeRozan, the best player since Chris Bosh. I think he'll trade Kyle Lowry if they continue to suck and they want to start over. I think he will.
If I'm Kyle Lowry, it's just time for him to go. If for his career, it may be just time for him to go and start over.
They lost in game 7. In his defense, they lost in game 7 last year.
Yes, Chris. You did what though?
Why are you shaking? Here you go.
Because
what you say about him? Right?
I said into his defense because Sherm said it's time for him to go, and I'm saying into his defense.
I'm glad you said. Go ahead. Finish. Right?
I'm saying into his defense, they lost game 7, so I don't think Kyle Lowry wants to leave.
What is Miami doing right now?
What, like this game?
2 games. They're 2 games under 500.
COVID.
Or their players got COVID. Health protocols.
COVID. We need our guys.
But okay, they're 2 games behind 500, and the Raptors are 1 game behind 500. So what are you saying? What are you getting at?
Nah, I'm going back to you saying that they were 1 game away. Well, they were 1 game away from making it to the finals, right? That's what you said.
Conference finals.
Right? Well, the conference final. But either way, they shouldn't even got that far.
Who, the Raptors?
Yeah.
You think they're supposed to lose in the first round?
They shouldn't even got that far, man. But anyway.
You think the Raptors supposed to lose in the first round last year?
Continue on, Ray. Nah, I ain't saying that. Continue on.
I'm like, what? Like, nah, that's
continue on, man.
Kyle Lowry is gonna stay there.
All I'm saying is it comes to a point where even with Kyle Lowry, it may be time for everybody saying that Kyrie should be traded. Right? I'm just saying it may be time for Kyle Lowry to just go. Now everybody was saying that Giannis should have left. Giannis should even go to another team. But I'm just saying the same thing about Kyle Lowry. It may just be time for him to get out of Toronto because they're not winning. They got lucky and won 1 the year they won it. It may be just time for him to leave if he wants to continue winning championships. It's not going to happen in Toronto. It may be just time for him to put himself in a better situation. That's all I'm saying.
He wants to be loyal, so I don't blame him.
Well, I just said from the management of the Raptors perspective, like they got to do what's best for them. And at the end of the day, you just do Fred a bag, you threw Kyle a bag a long time ago. You paid Pascal a bag, and you just overpaid for OG. So what are you paying all these guys for? To be in the lottery? Because I don't know if they got a run in them to make it back into the playoffs. So that's why I say the Clippers should just give a phone call, say, hey, man, what y'all doing down there, man? We like Kyle. We need him. We got a few assets, some young guys. Let us hold that and then, see where it goes. I just think Kyle Lowry would be perfect. I don't think Lonzo, who can't shoot a jumper or, somebody who can't really take over the game, like I don't like Lonzo there. They need someone that's going to help them contend against the Lakers, basically, because that's who they're competing with. Lonzo's not the answer.
Switch up. Yeah, I don't think they'll go after Kyle Lowry. But Sherm, you said that people are saying that the Nets are supposed. People are saying that the Nets should trade Kyrie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what the talk is. I don't know why.
For
That's what the talk is.
depth, for bench.
So you trade Kyrie to get a bench?
I'm not. No.
I'm asking the question now. I want to hear from y'all because I don't think you should do that.
That's what people are saying. Let Harden be the point guard and put a ton of shooters and defenders around them. That's what people are saying.
Well, okay. That's what people are saying. What are you saying to that?
Oh, I've been clear. I said with the trade that they made to get the Harden, I think they're going to win a championship in the next 2 to 3 years. And I think as a management, that's your goal. If you can go win a championship and secure a championship, like they might win it this year. I don't know, but I'm leaning towards the Lakers. But you put it together, a championship team. You got arguably the best player in the world, definitely top 2 right now. And you give him guys like James Harden and Kyrie, and you go perform. They got to go perform.
Face, what you say to that?
I'm hit or miss. Like, if he keeps up the antics, which I don't think are negative antics, because he's trying to speak on injustices, I just think he can go about it a better way. Then I think you keep him. But if he or you let him go, but if he comes back and he's consistent, you got to keep him. He's too good to get rid of. Way too good. So,
okay.
And you're not, and if you're not going to get value back from him.
Not what he's worth. No,
you're not going to get it.
At the rate he's playing right now, he's a top 10 player in the league. At the way he's playing right now, like today, as of today, top 10, top 15 in the league. But if he goes back to how he kind of was in Boston, up and down, and how he was a couple other, well, he was pretty good in Cleveland too, but he had a ton of help. So, Drake on payroll.
Okay, all right. So we normally give our predictions on things. Obviously, you said what's the count?
Yeah,
you know what the count is. Like
you winning?
Had a good weekend, man.
Yeah, he was 2-0. He was 2-0 in his picks. Face, you went 1-1. You picked.
Yeah, I definitely split. We
took Green Bay, but we took the Ravens, and we all
trying to believe in Lamar.
We all took the Buccaneers, but it's the conference final. It's the well, not the conference, but it is basically NFC and AFC. You got Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Never had this in the playoffs before. Aaron Rodgers finally hosting, in the frozen tundra. I'm gonna take Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers get it done. I think they're a better team, but I will say that if Tampa Bay uses Antonio Brown, that changes the damn game. If they winning games right now, they're not even using him. But I got Green Bay. Sherm, what you got?
I might have to take Green Bay, even though Tampa, their defense is tough. But I might just have to get that edge to Green Bay, man. Just got to give it to Green Bay.
What's up, B? Who you taking?
I want Green Bay to win. But I think that damn Tom is about to slither his way back in. I think he's about to slither his way back in there. I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers. I genuinely am. I definitely want Green Bay to win. But it's hard for me to even pick the Buccaneers. But give me the Bucs, man. Give me the Buccaneers.
Okay. Where you at with the face?
Man, I really don't like to go against Tom Brady, man. Like I said last time, he was the only reason why I even picked the Bucs. I was like, I just know if the game is within reach in the fourth quarter, and that can be anywhere from 10 to 14 points, then Tom Brady's probably going to make it shake and make it happen. But I will say this. Drew Brees is not Aaron Rodgers. So I'm back on the same thing. kind of how it was with the before. If it snows, then I like the Packers. But if I had to pick, I'm going with Brady. I'm not going against Brady. I'm not doing that. I'm not going against them.
Okay.
And I just want to add one note. The reason why I'm really taking Green Bay, because Tampa struggled against my football team.
My football.
They struggled. They struggled.
Sherm, y'all got a good defense though.
You got to guess that, yes, but the defense, they couldn't. Hennon, he went in there and did what he had to do. Henneke, whatever the hell his name is. I don't even know what the kid's name is, because he just signed in late December. But he had a great game, and he's not Aaron Rodgers. Tom did what he normally do, but they didn't look great against their defense. Didn't look great against Washington's offense. So that's why I'm giving the edge to Green Bay. But we'll see.
Okay. To update y'all before we go into the next thing, the Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the Brooklyn Nets by like 12 points.
In double overtime?
Colin Sexton, that just be ready to hear it. If you're still in here right now, all the people that's watching right now, they are going to start talking about Kyrie. They're going to say that Kyrie came back and they lost. Be ready to hear it, because James Harden, even though he had a triple-double, he didn't go crazy. And yes, Brandon, you got a lot of fantasy points. Relax.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kyrie had 37, 3 and 2. Kevin Durant had 38, 12 and 8. James Harden had 21, 12 and 10. See, well, that's what I was saying though. James Harden's going to take that role where he facilitates and does everything else, and Kyrie can just be a two guard and just go out there and shoot whenever he wants. Do what you want to do.
He said Aints was out there playing with a noodle arm and a fractured rib with Breeze. Yeah, Breeze. I'm not even going. I'm done with Breeze. I don't want to. Mr. T, I think you might be in here. This might upset you, but I have an argument to this. I don't want to hear nothing about Drew Brees when it comes up to my guy Eli. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'll stand my ground on that.
Go Eli.
Yes,
go
sir.
Eli.
Do you want to make it to the playoffs multiple times and choke, or do you want to go there and win? That's all I'll say. That's my argument. We'll leave it on at that. But he said Tom played in this. Don't shake your head, Jared. He said Tom played in the snow in his
Touche.
career, and he will have his team well prepared. I totally agree with that.
Touche. I didn't even think about that. It ain't gonna bother him. I won't worry about it bothering him. I just don't. And Gronk is out there. Oh yeah.
All I'm saying is the Buccaneers are winning games, and AB is not even the main factor. That's scary. Because once they get him in the mix, that can change up things. But moving on to the other side, we got the Bills. First time being here since 1993. Josh Allen and the boys looking good. Bills look strong all over. Bills Mafia. And then we got the Kansas City Chiefs, but we don't know what Pat Mahomes is going to play. He practiced today, but now they're saying that he has a foot injury as well. He said, I'm tripping about the Drew Brees and Eli. It's all right. He went out the door with one. My man went out the door with two. That's my argument. But this game right here is very tricky to me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just say this. I got the Bills on the spread. So being that I'm taking them on the spread, I'm going to take the Bills to upset the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like Baker Mayfield played great against them. The Browns did their thing, but they let a backup quarterback run for 14 yards. You can't let that happen with the Bills unless Josh Allen goes back to the Josh Allen throwing hella picks. So I'm taking the Bills to upset the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got, Sherm?
I'm going to take Kansas City. Close, but Kansas City. We'll leave it at that.
So we got the State Farm in the Super Bowl?
Hey, man, they don't push that money out for nothing.
That first commercial.
That's why I'm not going to touch it.
That first commercial in the Super Bowl is a State Farm commercial.
Okay.
Put that money out there for
Where you at with it, Face?
That first commercial in the Super Bowl is going to be a State Farm commercial. The very first one. No, if Pat Mahomes is playing, then I'm going with the Chiefs. If he's playing. If he's not playing, then I'm going with the Bills. But if Pat Mahomes is playing, then I'm picking the Chiefs. But before we finish that, on a side note, this is a tweet now from Skip Bayless. Said Colin Sexton wore Kyrie Irving out for 2 consecutive overtimes, literally and figuratively. Sexton scored 13 of his 15 on Kyrie Irving in the second overtime.
Okay.
Damn, Kyrie. Can't let young bull do that to you.
Can't let that. You can't just say okay to that. That's not. You just get
I'm with Sherm.
get under the rug. Like
my point is again. My point is.
I just thought
the
that
media they don't like Kyrie.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was interesting. That he specifically came out.
Well, yeah, don't point out.
I mean,
Kyrie
okay, with Kyrie, but let's look at the facts. If that is true, if he scored 13 of his 15 points, I mean, it has to be something.
So where's the help or where's the team defense at?
That's the thing. The Nets don't play defense,
and that's always been my argument about the Nets. My only knock on them is that they don't play defense. So this is not nothing new. For Skip putting this out there, it's just because it's the hate for Kyrie.
And
that's all I'm saying.
He hit the game time shot in OT over Kyrie too.
Yeah, I'm not tripping.
You got the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes play face.
Yeah, I'm going Patty. Patty.
Brandon, what's up with you? Who you got?
If we can do that, then yes.
Actually, you know what? No, because that's not Who you got? But yeah, I'm glad you said that, Brandon.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that, Brandon. No, you got the Chiefs.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, but if Pat Mahomes doesn't,
see,
I don't know if I believe in Josh Allen either, though. I don't know if I believe. I don't.
Hey, Josh Allen is a bad motherfucker. Josh Allen's tough,
but experience means a lot.
Definitely, experience does mean a lot.
Yeah, the Chiefs was down like 24 last year. Came back and won. They're down like 24.
Experience means a lot. Them Chiefs has been there. And I think Pat Mahomes is probably going to end up playing. So I'm going to go with Chiefs.
They're going to give him a shot in his head or something to make that concussion go away.
All right, and the last two predictions we got again, then we're signing off. Lakers versus the Bucks. Pelicans versus the Jazz. Who you got, Sherm?
Lakers versus the Bucks
tomorrow. TNT. Both teams.
The best two players on the floor. I gotta go with the best 2 players on the floor. That's all I'm saying. And what was the other one?
Pelicans versus the Jazz.
That's a good one. But I'm gonna take the Jazz off of their consistency.
Anything is possible.
I'm take the Jazz.
All right, Brandon, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks because we know it's a regular season game. Not a whole lot of merit. Bounce back win for them too. They need this win. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. They're gonna play with a lot of energy. I'm gonna go with the Pelicans. I think their sense of urgency is starting to increase because I think they're like 9 or 10. So, and nobody's gonna hold Zion and Brandon Ingram over there. So I'm going with that.
Face.
I'm going Lakers, Pelicans. Lakers because I don't trust Chris Middleton. And I don't think the Jazz, we just talked about this, them not having an elite wing, there's nobody over there that can guard Brandon or Zion. So those two are going to expose what needs to be exposed. So I like the Pelicans and the Lakers.
I'm going to take the Lakers, and then I'm going to take the Jazz. It's been a while since the Lakers lost 2 games in a row, so that's why I'm going off on that. And then the Jazz play great defense on the perimeter, so that's my thing. I'm gonna take those 2. But that's all for tonight. Appreciate everybody coming in here. You still in here? Make sure you tell a friend. We're gonna hit y'all back next Wednesday. Y'all be safe, hold it down, and as always, what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what we got to say, join the debate. KOPY.